Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of November. How are you, Taurus? I hope everyone is doing well. As you know, this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Taurus. Again, this is for the month of November. In the past position, we've got the World, clarified by the Hierophant. In the obstacle position, we've got Strength, clarified by the Ace of Wands. In the present position, we have the Page of Pentacles, clarified by the Ace of Swords. And in the future outcome position, we've got the Nine of Wands, clarified by the King of Swords. So definitely there's going to be some kind of mind, intellect, energy going through out of November. There's also going to be a little bit of emotional turmoil, so make sure you watch that. Make sure that you are in control of your emotions rather than emotions being in control of you. But overall, the month of November looks really, really great. There is going to be a little bit of drama. There is going to be a little bit of misunderstandings. There is going to be kind of feeling like you may have, worked really hard at something. But remember that you're moving really in the right direction. Things are moving forward for you after months of perhaps feeling like you're a little bit stuck. Definitely there is progress. It's not as quick as we anticipated or we would like it to be, but there's definitely very clear progress and you're moving towards completion. And I think closer to the end of 2020, you'll really be very happy with how much you have accomplished, especially over the last 24 months. It's going to be a gigantic amount of work that you have accomplished. In the past position, we've got the World, clarified by the Hierophant. The World is a very positive card, and of course it affects, the other cards as well. It's a bit of a warning from the Divine that, I don't know if the warning is the right word. It's a reminder that says that in the past, perhaps you were able to achieve, amazing things, and so don't forget that you are going to achieve amazing things again. So it's a bit of a reminder from the Divine to tell you, look what you have gone through. The World is the very last card out of all the cards. So all the cups go before it, all the wands, all the swords, all the pentacles, and of course all the major arcana cards. So it's the very last card. It is a card of success. It is a card of completion. It is a card of accomplishment as well. Definitely suggesting that in the past you were able to make decisions, follow through. Perhaps you started out as a fool, and so the fool has come home, and as he comes home, he's no longer a fool. He is a wiser person, and he brings with him all the knowledge. The amount of knowledge that the World brings with it is quite substantial. Definitely it's a card of victory. Definitely it's a card of power. It's a card that suggests that you have been successful, and people have noticed you, and people are able kind of to recognize that, even though they might not say it to you. The World is ruled by the planet Saturn, which is a planet of patience and discipline. It's a planet that teaches people that they can overcome their limitations and adversity and responsibilities and obligations and all of that. And it's also kind of a planet that brings about action and power. Definitely taking action is very important. And so the World reminds all the Tauruses that in the month of November, it is not a time to slow down. It is definitely a time to continue working towards your goals. But it is also very important to know that you want to work harder, smarter, not harder. It's clarified by the Hierophant, which is interesting. So there's you've gained some wisdom, you've gained some kind of shortcuts in the mystical wisdom world, where you are not as kind of flagrant with your energy. You realize now that energy is important and that you should only invest it in things that are meaningful, in things that will give you return on your investment. ROI is a business term, of course, and definitely the Hierophant could suggest that you have a really solid foundation as a result of the actions that you've taken in the past. And most likely for most of you, it is that, moved my leg really quickly. For most of you, it is that foundation that suggests that is actually on the inside of you, not the outside of you. And that is the most important. That kind of foundation lasts throughout all the lifetimes. The foundation of stability, the foundation of structure, understanding that things have a hierarchy, that things, are organized in a certain way for a reason. And tradition and sort of conservative also values, which, could mean that, conservative values are not necessarily like political values. Conservative values could be that, you should always do the right thing if you can, that type of stuff. And so definitely, it's a very powerful combination and very positive, and it's affecting the rest of your spread. In the obstacle position, we've got the Strength, clarified by the Ace of Wands. I don't enjoy having Ace of Wands in the obstacle position, nor do I enjoy Strength in the obstacle position, because of course it means the opposite, suggesting that you are lacking strength. It's Major Arcana card in the obstacle position is always a little bit disappointing, because it's a really serious warning from the spirit world, from the divine, that you need to watch that. You need to focus on that. Sometimes, for example, our body will give us a serious warning when, like, our leg or our arm doesn't work. That's a warning. Something's off. You need to go see a doctor. The same thing with the Strength. It's perhaps it's carrying too much burden. You may feel like you are carrying too many responsibilities, or maybe you're carrying kind of information within you that is taking too much toll, and you can't, divulge it. Perhaps you are feeling like you're being judged by other people, and so you are a little bit withdrawing, which is the opposite of what you need to do. Maybe there's a little bit of self-doubt present as well. That is also kind of, when you're starting to self-doubt yourself, on a consistent basis, that is not a healthy thing. So you want to mitigate that by meditating. You want to mitigate that by kind of taking a walk in the woods, making sure that there's really good vibration energy that is around you. Some of you may feel a little bit too aggressive. Some of you may feel like you are not understood as you should be. Some of you may feel like you have this raw emotion, just like it's so, like you just feel so strongly. Maybe someone treated you unfairly and you just feel so strongly about it. Strength reminds us that, raw emotion is important, but it's something private. You have to work through this emotion to make sure that it is presented to other people in a processed way, because some people are not capable of handling raw emotion, and so they might not understand it. People don't like embarrassment. People don't like feeling out of place. So when you come at them with something that bothers you and you do it in the wrong way, they may not be able to handle it, and so they will not react the way you expect them to react. So make sure that that raw emotion, that you kind of work through it. And sometimes, it does, sometimes you have to have help. To help you. Maybe there's a friend who is like in a healthcare, sort of industry that can, maybe even if you don't want to maybe deal with someone in the healthcare industry, maybe you can watch kind of videos that help you soothe yourself and calm your energy and focus, and maybe read things that help you. Sometimes I'll just type into Google, why do people feel this way or something, and you can search from that. So definitely work through any kind of Tauruses oftentimes tend to be harder on themselves. So make sure that you are compassionate to yourself. Make sure that you practice self-healing talk. Make sure that you give yourself props when you do something amazing. Don't wait for a husband or, a wife or a brother or a sister or a mother or a father or somebody to give it to you. Make sure that you kind of recognize that and how strong you are, how much you've come, and try not to kind of get yourself worked up. And definitely when you have strength in the obstacle position, it suggests that you need a timeout. So take a day off, watch some movies back to back, take a day off and take a drive if you can, somewhere where it's scenic and beautiful. Take a day off and kind of, spend time catching or focusing on something that you truly enjoy. There are ways to distract your own mind. There are ways to work through difficulties and stress. The Ace of Wands is a card that normally could also bring forgiveness, but in the obstacle position, it's of course means lack thereof. So it could be that you are not letting abundance in. It could be that you are blocking people from approaching you. It could be that you are, feeling a little bit stuck and not moving forward, Definitely the Ace of Wands is not a card that means someone out there dislikes you or someone is sending bad vibrations your way. I think at this particular time, people are so preoccupied with themselves, they're really not thinking much about anyone else. But, when you see the Ace of Wands in the obstacle position, it suggests that actually there isn't any negativity that's coming your way. So it could be that it is originating from within you. And it is easy to have that happen, especially, over the last several months. We've been at home and our life routine has changed. And so definitely make sure that you sort of pay attention to that. But do take a little bit of a time out, rebalance yourself, heal parts of yourself that you are able to heal. Reach out to, we're constantly works in progress. There is no person, not even, the highest boss of the highest boss, who has a million assistants, have it all together. So, stop feeling judged and stop making yourself kind of, putting the pressure on yourself to always, have the answer and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's okay to, look embarrassed or what have you. We're human beings, and so it's okay to just sometimes be, holding ourselves to some really tough standards is not healthy. The Page of Pentacles is really wonderful. It's in the present position. Usually cards that have yellow kind of warm background like that are always happy, and they bring kind of happiness and whatnot. Page of Pentacles, I love the Pentacles because Pentacles correspond to, of course, they are Earth element, which is the same as Taurus, also Earth element. So they correspond to that stability, to that security, and you're on your way. way. You may not feel like you're stable, you may not feel like you're secure, but it seems to me like you are actually moving in the right direction. Things are working with you and for you, as long as you don't create little bumps along the road. Now, the Ace of Swords, I'm not the biggest fan of. The Ace of Swords, and it's good that it's in the clarifying position. So mostly you're going to be focused throughout the month of November on your own stability, on your own security, taking responsible steps in different areas of your life, in your personal life, in your professional life. Make sure that you follow through on things that you said you're going to do, whether it means calling someone back, or sending some sort of a card, or doing something that you're supposed to do. Definitely the Page of Pentacles is very promising. I mean, he is ambitious, he is focused, he pursues things that are oriented towards security and wealth, and he's very grounded, which is really, really great. Because he's able to anticipate things that are coming, his way. And definitely the Page of Pentacles could also be good news coming your way as well. A little bit of a bump in the financial thing, like money-wise, sector, I should say. Definitely Pentacles are good for the financial side of things. So, I mean, the Page of Pentacles is not as great as, for example, an Ace of Pentacles, but with the Ace of Swords, it would not be a very wonderful combination. Page of Pentacles does suggest that you're moving in the right direction, but of course, work is required. The Ace of Swords, I'm not, too ecstatic about. Ace of Swords generally means victory, but with the swords, it's always some sort of a cost. There's some kind of a cost that is going to be associated with the truth that may be coming out. You may be right about things, but what is it going to cost you to be right? The Ace of Swords is also known for clarity and facing issues with ability to sort of kind of clear things up. I mean, it's definitely very mental energy, very kind of, it's all about intellect, it's cold and hard. Definitely it's about a new beginning. So you're definitely moving in the right, I know I say definitely a lot. You're moving in the right direction, but I think that you should watch out for a little bit of drama that may be around you. And the divine here is kind of subtly and swiftly telling you that you may want to stay away from any sort of drama. Keep your emotions in check, make sure that you're in control of them, and think clearly, and be very much prepared to deal with anything, because again, with the Ace of Swords, you never know. The swords have a tendency to provide, but also take a little bit of a cut as well. However, the Ace of Swords is all about action, and it's all about a new beginning. It is that tiny little side of me that is worried that it may bring drama. However, Tauruses, and I'm of course a Taurus as well, us Tauruses are tough people, and we are prepared well. We have, good skills, and we're very resourceful. So I don't think that it's going to be, as long as we stick to the plan, as long as we continue moving towards our goals and ambitions and dreams, and as long as we don't sort of manipulate others and their emotions and whatnot, as long as we play a fair, clean, honest game, then things, should progress as they are expected to progress. The Nine of Wands is in the future outcome position, and the Nine of Wands is all about wondering and contemplating and thinking and reflecting, and it's about strength, it's about resilience. This person has worked really hard, and he kind of feels the effects of his hard work because he's a little bit beat up by it. He's standing his ground in speaking his truth, because he's firmly kind of believes in what he's saying. The King of Swords is very direct and intelligent and independent, and usually an authority figure. He's higher than the Ace. He overlooks all of the Swords cards, and it could be somebody in your entourage, somebody around you in your daily life perhaps, that may notice all the hard work that you've done and may recognize you for it. It could be that you're protecting something and fighting for and helping, like a group of people, achieve their goals and whatnot. Definitely the Wands and the Swords, they don't always get along, but in this particular combination, the Nine of Wands is, your ability to see what is going on and to stand by it and kind of continue staying true to yourself, and the Nine of Wands is going to make you feel towards the end of November like, ooh, it's been a long month. It's definitely going to make you feel a little bit like you've worked really hard, like you've had to do so much things, but there is accomplishment kind of that is coming through in this reading. It may be in a personal life, it may be in the professional life. The one thing I do have to say is watch out for the sword energy, and make sure that if you are happy about something, if things are going your way, this is not the time to scream from the rooftops. If something is going your way, you want to make sure that you kind of keep it to yourself and sort of protected from sort of knowing because people at times, and especially now, are kind of, many different signs are going through certain things, so you want to make sure that if something really wonderful is happening to you, you kind of keep it to yourself. Let's see if we can clarify some of this reading with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled, and they are Strategy, 4th chakra Archangel Raphael, and Adjacent Possibilities. Definitely not too terrible. Sometimes I hold my breath because you never know what's gonna come with the 3 energy oracle cards. The Divine here is suggesting that you need to make sure you have a plan. If you already do have a plan, you need to revise it, add to it, take away from it. This card shows you a pen, journal, compass, and a key. When you receive this card, it indicates this is the best time for setting up a very specific strategy for achieving your goals. Write about the direction you want to go and consider potential change in course that may be needed. Be aware of the particulars regarding your goals and have some conscious plan in mind. Structure the short-term goals needed to make your long-term goal a reality. This card, the strategy card, is telling you to spend some time setting things in order. It's time to take full control. Add thought to action and set your sights on the road ahead. If you don't take action now, waiting might, diminish your chances of the success that you are accustomed to. Take action now. And what this card is telling you is that you may want to write down your plan. You may want to add to that plan. When you write things down, you kind of declutter your thoughts. You declutter things you do not need. We always think we can accomplish so much throughout the day, and then the day goes by and we didn't accomplish half of it. Instead, that's negative thinking. You've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. Your brain kind of, is a muscle, and it directs you where you need to be. So make sure that you focus on the things that you need to focus on to be at your optimum level, so that you are able to do the things you want to do. And when you write down the plan, that plan is not supposed to be a prison. That plan is not supposed to be a torture. That plan is supposed to help you achieve your goals. So create the plan that makes you feel like you are actually enjoying your day. The 4th chakra Archangel Raphael, it's interesting the Divine picked that that card for you, because when you have an angel in your reading, it definitely suggests that you're being supported and someone in the divine world really cares about you. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card indicates you have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to help to hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. And this is what you want to say. My heart center, my fourth chakra, is open to its perfect, healthy, and joyful state. The energy of love flows through me now. I live in love. You want to, have that kind of perhaps written down, put it in your pocket, look at it throughout, the month of November to remind yourself of that. Remind yourself that if you are compassionate to yourself, others will be compassionate to you as well. You treat how others are you teach how others are supposed to treat you. And of course, the adjacent possibilities card is all about keeping your eyes open. Make sure you say hello. Make sure you say good morning. Make sure that you kind of seem kind of open and approachable to other people, because you never know. You never know that a friend of a friend or a family member of a family member can actually have that perfect opportunity for you, whether it is concerned, when it comes to love, whether it's a project, whether it's, work, whatever it is. Maybe you're looking for a school for, a kid that you have, and you want to have them, get the best education that they can. It's always important to network. It's always important to, say hello. Sometimes even like throughout this pandemic that's been going on, sometimes I'll just reach out to people that live, far away that I used to know, and just be like, say, hey, how are you? And so, they know that someone, cares and said hello and whatnot. Even just that simple kind of deed helps them. It helps you feel better as well, and makes you feel like you are surrounded by people as well. Let's see what answers from angels we've got, and they are: don't stop, take action, and recovery. I sometimes have heart attacks when I pull these cards, because in my other reading I had no change course, it was just something just completely nose all over the place. So these are wonderful answers from the angels for the month of November. Continue working on what you have been working on. Continue practicing compassionate talk to yourself. Continue healing. Continue, taking the steps in the right direction. And sometimes you want to achieve something and you don't know where to start. How do you devour an elephant? One spoon at a time, one bite at a time. If you, for example, can do one little thing towards that goal, then after, a month or two, you'll see the amazing progress that you've made. But of course, Taurus, you already know that. You're very, very smart. Definitely focus on healing, and focus on reconnecting with yourself, with the aspects of yourself that bring you the most joy. Reconnect with things and people and beings that matter to you the most. Definitely the month of November is going to bring a lot of joy as well, but I do think about that Ace of Swords in the back of my head quite a lot. Make sure that you do take action. Make sure that you're not on the sidelines watching things happen. Make sure that you step up to the plate. Make sure, and it can be a risk, and sometimes the outcome is not guaranteed, but as long as you take action, you're moving in the right direction. And make sure that you stick to the task at hand. So if you've been practicing meditation, continue. If you've been kind of burning sage to get rid of negative energy, continue. If you've been taking walks in the morning before you go to work or something, continue. If you've been leaving little notes, for your loved one to kind of make them feel better or something, continue. Do all the little things which turn into big things. Do everything that you would normally be doing, and things are going to definitely move in the right direction. I mean, the Nine of Wands, is fire energy, and sometimes that's why I said make sure that you kind of control your emotions, because the Nine of Wands can be impulsive energy. It's the fire element. Fire can be unpredictable. So make sure that you really watch those emotions. Make sure that you focus on, recovery, of course, relates to the strength and the obstacle position. Make sure that you focus on your mental resources, make sure that you build them up, so that when criticism does occur, when words that are not pleasant to you you do hear them, make sure that you're strong enough to kind of withstand that. So that is where the recovery comes from. And sometimes you need to reach out to have help for that. I just want to say that everyone needs help at some point or another, so there's nothing wrong with that at all in any way, shape, or form. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Taurus. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please feel free to leave any comments. I enjoy reading all your comments, as well as it helps me connect with your energies. Please check back towards the end of next week. I will be doing middle of November reading, so hopefully I will see you then. Again, thanks for visiting, and I'll see you next time.